Good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. How's everyone is doing? How is everyone doing? Good. Alright, let's wait up for a while for people to log in and stuff like that. So today's session is a bit special. I'm going to talk about tomorrow the UK election and what are the possible move trends and what am I going to do for this setup and stuff like that. So stay tuned to the end as there will be a bonus content to share. On the analysis. Let me just make a quick announcement. Alright, so this is how we maintain our trade ideas. You can have a sneak peek on it. We'll share entry stops and targets, trade plans and stuff like that over here. For our subscriber who have chose the trade ideas package. Yep. Hi guys, is the sound alright? Should be. So you can just head up to our website. Under program, select trade ideas package, and you get to select the package that work with you the best over here, and we'll add you to our program and community. Alright, so for your convenience, this is the link, and let's get started. Today on euro dollar on the daily chart, overall is a bearish movement. Market then have a double top, followed by a double bottom, a retest. Over here there's a break and close above the high. Alright, so overall trend is still bearish. So if traders, you are looking for a selling opportunity, of course the next price you can look at is about 1.1164. Sorry, and any price that's within it, that could be a consideration. Alright, and if selling towards the downside, one of the important support level is 1.1005. There is a thanks guys, that's the immediate support level. To the 4-hour chart, down to the 4-hour chart, you can see over here market came down, retest the bottom and went back up, break and close above the high, retest and came back down. Alright, so that's the reason why I need 2 breaks of the high to confirm a new trend, because if not, you have this kind of especially if you head down to smaller time frame, you see it seems like it's going to change trend, then you head in for a buying opportunity. Market came down, magic candle, and this is not a confirmation. Let's say you do a 3-bar confirmation, enter the trade, and of course if you retest the high, you manage to place stop to entry, no damage done. If you took some profit, even better. If not all cases, it will be so pretty you came back up and retest the previous fake break and before it toppled down, you see. So always I have these these rules of 2 breaks to confirm a trend, and break and close above is very important to me and my analysis. Alright, so to the daily chart, and let me share with you my analysis as well as what I am seeing as well. My daily chart analysis over here is a shark pattern waiting to short at 1.12446. This might be the result of either 12/12 election or the 15/12 US tariffs and stuff like that. If not, this will be a next year trade setup. Alright, I don't see that the last 2 weeks market will have crazy movement. Maybe just one of the day you have crazy movement to do a major correction, and it usually will go quiet after that. So no point chasing, and it doesn't necessarily always follow the same trend, so don't bother. Alright, so on the daily chart, you can also see that there's a double bottom. Market came back with test. We managed to short the market over here and earn some profit from here as well. To the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart is something interesting. So these are the bad pattern, and bad pattern, as I've mentioned to Our graduates, there are 19 rules to it, and one of the important rule is C price cannot touch A. If it happens, it is a warning sign. Can you still trade it? Well, the straight answer to it is it really depends. It depends on the overall market. If the overall market is sideways or is in favor of the direction, yes, you can consider. But for myself, when C price touches A is a very big warning sign. I would definitely need a candle confirmation at the minimum. Meaning to say I have to see my match candle confirmation reversal before I engage the trade. So yes, I did long this trade, and better than that, what's better is over here I do have a buy zone over here, and market did came back down to the buy zone within this bad pattern. So I did engage, took profit, came down, engage again, took profit. All right, and over here I took 2 of the profits. Initially I want to extend it all the way up to the selling price over here, 1.1154. all right, so there are 2 ways I'm staggering trades. This is the other way, and I'm making a clear definition, difference definition in these 2, because I will see that the results differs, is not the same, and the methodology, the logic side is also different. So I'm giving it 2 different names. I have something impending, but let me just think about it, and I'll just get back to this. Naming is important because when you start to put it under your Excel and stuff like that, I'll show you in a moment's time. It's important to differentiate which is which, you see. Alright, so over here I am doing nothing much at this moment. So what's going to happen? There are 2 things I'm waiting for euro dollar. Either it hit back up to the price, waiting for short. Once again, the C price bring a huge attention to a lot of my graduates as well. C price went past A, typically is a no-no for me, but overall is a sideways market. So overall is still alright in a way. Definitely I will need a candle confirmation over here. Alright, I do expect market to even overshot the price a bit, but it cannot overshot X. Came back down, then depends how the candle close. I may engage a trade, which I'll share with my subscriber over here. So yeah, if you are a subscriber, no worries about that. It depends on the market movement, the RSI and whatsoever, to determine if I need a retest for a RSI divergence to engage the trade. Alright, this is the fun part. This is the art of trading, you know, combining with the signs, which is a harmonic pattern. Alright, so over here we have this this movement, and it's easily to say that it could form another smaller bad pattern. Do note that bad pattern, there are 19 rules as we have deciphered out. During one of our student meetup session, we break it down to small parts, small chunks, and the precise definition of it. So right now I'm just easily using about 5 of them. I bought it, that's for sure. And there are other confirmation that is required. So please do not try it at home, like seriously. Because when we tell you that there is a 19 rules to it and you only use 3 or 4 rules, not doing the others, is as good as gamble, correct? So that's the thing. Alright, so let me just shade it up a bit. It's pretty normal to see a lot of harmonic pattern set up right now because it's moving to the end of the year, and market generally consolidates at the end of the year during this period. So when consolidation, you get to see patterns like bat pattern, godly pattern, sometimes even shark pattern. Alright, so 1 hour chart, you can see that just now we drew the bat, is valid for the 1 hour chart as well. How do you know it's valid? You have to look at the overall candle formation and stuff like that. Does it conflict with any rules? But you know what, the entire setup at this point of time is more for the 4 hour chart. Alright, yep, that's for my euro dollar. Wow, today we have great attendance, guys. Please help to click the share button, because I think this is the second last live session I'm going to do this year. Reason being, Christmas and New Year market is closed, and I pretty much want to enjoy my holiday as well. Market is closed, there's nothing for us to do a midweek market analysis. However, for the weekend analysis, it may still carry on. The keyword is May. If I don't see any changes and stuff like that, I might also take a 2-week off. But of course, there are trends update. I will still record a video. As I mentioned, that one of the week of the silent week, the last 2 weeks of the market, one of the day is I've been under my observation that market does have crazy movement in one of the day, and sometimes such movement does affect the entire structure, and it does create opportunity for traders. All right, so let's hit to pound dollar topic of the day. You have to stay to the end to listen to the full story. Yeah. All right, so for the pound dollar, the first part of the story is it has been a lot of warning signs throughout all the pound related pairs. Myself, I'm trading pound dollar, pound yen, and pound Australia. So out of 7 pound related pairs, I traded 3. Quite a huge percentage, I would say. All right, close to 50%. All right, so I've observed that both all of the 3 pound I'm looking at, of course, I eyeball other pound pairs as well. It does show that pound appreciation. So this is the funny thing. Brexit, key it right in right now, because Facebook and live session there is a delay, because you can see that I reply slower. Is sometimes not because I see it later, it's more towards there is a latency. All right, so pound, if a Brexit happen, or rather there are 2 parties right now. One is pro-Brexit, 2 major parties, one pro-Brexit, the other one is pro-Brexit. That means the parliament don't want to leave the EU, or rather the party don't want to leave the EU. Pardon me for that. So if the UK people, they actually voted a party who want to move forward for the Brexit, all right, then it's most likely it will head towards the direction. And of course, otherwise, if they voted a party that is want to stay in EU, pro-EU, then the entire plan may move towards grabbing the entire plan, because end of the day, referendum, and it's just a referendum, it's just a vote, it's just asking what the people want. Government may, the keyword is may, act upon it, and of course, at any point that they never sign the article 30, all right, or article 50, all right, it doesn't have effect, or it doesn't say that the UK have to leave. All right, so that's the interesting part. So my question is, please key in your answer. We have quite a number of people today. If the party who won is pro-Brexit or pro-Brexit, do you think that pound is going to appreciate or depreciate? Key your answer right now. Alright, so I will share with you mine after I done the pound dollar analysis, so we can save some time and no latency, no waiting time for those people who are watching the playback. If not, it'll be quite awkward as well. So pound dollar on the daily chart, you can see this is the last movement that the market moved from high to low. So this price will be marked as X. I won't do that because once I do that, all my analysis will show up and you defeat the purpose. Alright, so at this point is the first break of the high. Not this. So market retrace, forming a flag pattern. If you have watched all my videos, I did warn you. No doubt there is a butterfly, there's a bad pattern. But over here, the most recent is a flag pattern showed up. This kind of aggressive uptrend movement, you cannot ignore. You have to be clear, Alan. I assume you say that if Brexit party wins, pound is going to depreciate. I'm assuming that because there are 2 sides of the question. So it's better to say that if which party win, you see that it's appreciating or depreciating. Every one of you can share your views. I'm going to share mine as well. There's no definite answer. We are just having a discussion here, so no need to be over sensitive or protective. All right, so back to this. All right, so pound went up. All right, so I do see that it is quite a telltale sign that moving towards the election, everything went positive for pound, optimistic. All right, you have to read the overall sentiment to know which party they are rooting for, and this could be one of the reason. To the 4-hour chart, so daily chart overall bullish, 4-hour chart definitely is overall bullish as well. To the 1-hour chart, let's see. So one thing over the years I have been trading, you cannot assume that daily chart is moving upwards, 4 hours is moving upwards, 1 hour is moving the same. You just have to double check, and in this case, yes, it is also bullish. So it's an overall bullish setup. So the one thing that is quite troubling, because my plan is a short pound dollar, but I'm aware of the bullish sentiment before the election, and coming after the election, I do see that a high chance that market is going to drop for pound. Alright, I'll share with you why shortly. Alright, so key in your answer. If the Brexit party win, do you think pound will go up or go down? If the party that support Brexit, that means stay in EU, will pound dollar appreciate or depreciate? Alright, key in your answer. Be specific about it. So this is my analysis, remain unchanged. This is my sell zone over here. Apparently buy zone, sell zone, demand zone, and supply zone is different stuff. So be very, very careful with the terms you use and your definition as well. So over here is the sell zone on the daily chart. Market came down, alright, and reached back into the perfect entry for selling opportunity. Why do I say perfect? Because it's at the brim of it. It gives you the amazing reward is to risk. But hold your horses. Don't just enter the trade right yet, because at this zone, this area, no doubt it gives you the best reward is to risk. It also gives you a higher chance of not winning. Yes, you hear me right, because it's near the brim of it. Any break and close above the high, the market sentiment will change. You hit other traders stop losses, and traders will see otherwise as a bull flag pattern extension. Yeah, so it's a dangerous zone with a great reward is to risk. Alright, so myself, I will not do anything right now on this time frame. Alright, so head down to the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, the market went up, hit the resistance area, start to have a bit of depreciation already. Can you see that? So some traders, they might say, waiting for another retest, I'll head in for a short. Great reward is to risk ratio. I would say, why not? You can give it a try. Do not just don't overtrade this, because overall, like what I mentioned, a lot of things can happen on the election day, and tomorrow is an election day. Alright, not just your online shopping day. Yeah, so 1-hour chart is what we see. Alright, a break and close above a major resistance over here. Okay, and 15 minutes, there was a shark. Yep, this is what we call a shark pattern. Came down, hit my first target, shift my stops to entry, market retest up. I did not enter the trade again. Why? A break and close above the high price over here. And again, so no doubt it did came down, but based on the shark pattern, stops and targets, it would easily take out my stop loss. So good thing is I never entered the trade. Bad thing is 4 hours there was a crab pattern. I did not enter the trade. Alright, so this is the ending of the crab pattern over here. Alright, identified by the system, harmonic pattern assistant, our software. Alright, so it came down, quite good movement as well, both 4-hour and 1-hour chart. So let me share with you my view. So Alan, I assume you say that if there is a Brexit party who win, then pound is going to depreciate, right? My observation is a bit different. All right, my observation is that you remember that time that Prime Minister Boris Johnson has a plan of exiting the EU, submitted. The EU side representatives say yes. Brexit committee, they even form a committee for that. So they say yes, and when that news came out, pound appreciated a lot, not by a little, until Boris Johnson did mention have to discuss with Parliament. It still have a bit of appreciation, but the greatest retracement happens when I believe it's somewhere around this period. All right, when the parliament didn't approve his proposal. So it's like very much like self-sabotage. so much so that it looked a bit like, you know, those movies like an Inside Job. You know, you just sabotage your own people, you know. Anyway, my view and my thoughts is very different from most analysts, I believe. And I have mentioned on 2 separate videos already on my analysis. 2 videos or 2 posts. Alright, definitely the recent weekly market analysis video I did mention about this. I do see that if it all boils down to overall vote. Remember on 23rd of June 2016, they have this Brexit referendum voting. The result came in very borderline. I think it's about 47 point something percent against 43%. So it's near border results. It really drive pound to big drop. You know, no, not just that they are leaving the EU, but it also shows that the country are pretty divided in terms of opinion, in terms of the voters' opinion. After 3 years, the interesting part is I've been reading quite a lot of news before the Brexit voting and whatsoever. It's interesting that a lot of information was not shared in public, not even in UK, what they are going to face, or maybe the English people didn't know that they are going to pay a divorce bill. That's what the term is given, leaving EU, the divorce bill of billions of dollars, billions of pounds. So it's kind of ridiculous, and they thought that they're going to save more, but in fact they are going to pay more, you know, for a short-term period, if you want to see it that way, compared to century and even more longer, correct? So it's really down to your perspective on how much they are paying and for how long we are looking at. But for short-term wise, for the next 5 years, even 10 years, they can pay a lot more compared to leaving. And let's face it, most of us, we as citizens, we think of the very immediate, the next 1 year, the next 6 months, even the next 3 months. So when that happened, and that was only revealed after the votes happened, realized that there wasn't a second referendum. And the first big mistake is it was done without a clear picture of that, without a clear picture that Euro Central Bank have more reserve, much more reserve than the IMF, International Monetary Funds, and a lot others like the EU people that is working in British now. They are going to receive a special pass to continue work. So to some of the working adults, they might be thinking that, oh, this person from another in the EU zone, I'm the English people, but I don't get promoted, he get promoted, you know. If I cast a vote that way, then these people will go back, and we, or even myself, have a higher chance of getting that job, that pay, that position, correct? So right now it boils down to no, they still can stay on the extension pass, there are conditions, there are this, there are that, but it's not what a lot of voters, or at least it's not 100% what the voters thought it will be, being a Brexit, correct? So if the entire result, I would see it show another division in UK, pound is going to drop. I'm talking about like 47, 43%, pound is going to drop. But if it's a one direction, meaning to say that you have 60 over percent say Brexit or Brexit, and the other party, the other 30 over percent, or even, you know, say that it's going to the opposition, definitely pound is going to appreciate. All right, and if the government take this opportunity to act on it fast, pound is going to appreciate. So I would say for people in Asia, people like us, for the first time in forex trading is to our disadvantage. From my observation last year, no doubt the Brexit result is kind of, the voting end about 7 a.m. Singapore time. That will put it about 6 a.m. in Bangkok, because we have a lot of Bangkok and Vietnam students nowadays. You have to wake up very early, and when you're you just woke up, you can't make very smart decision. So at least in trading for myself, I have to wake up like at least 1 hour plus, read through things, clear my head, and make my own independent analysis without reading forums. Yeah, so that's that, you see. The entire market movement happened about 9 a.m. Singapore time, which is about 8 p.m. for people in Vietnam and Bangkok. So I would say that the first movement actually happened during the Brexit is about 3 a.m. How I know? Because that time I was single, nothing better to do, so I challenged myself to be a scalper. I trade the Brexit news throughout the night. Alright, it's just for fun. Alright, so I traded about 27 hours straight. Yeah, small naps in between, setting alerts and alarm. Don't do that, you know. Make some profits. At one point, pound spread widened to 40 pips, but within 2 to 3 minutes, I gained about 200 pips of profits, but I have to pay 40 pips, on spread. So you need to be very decisive when it comes to scalping, clear-headed for sure. I definitely don't recommend you to do that. I'm not going to do that this year myself. But I do have a trade plan for that. So why not we just skip straight to it, correct? If not, you guys will be, I'll leave you guys hanging and stuff like that. And of course, if you love to listen more, you can stay throughout. If not, if you leave, no hard feelings, no worries. So I start to ask myself, now I know the move. What I do foresee is that it will have a crazy appreciation on pound dollar before the election. Once the result is out, I'm quite pessimistic on the market. I think pound is going to depreciate more than appreciate. I'm not saying for certain. I'm not saying for real, for 100%. But I'm saying that it's most likely, unless they are thinking like what I've shared with you. They are looking more for the short-term impact that's affecting them, which I believe, and they really go down and vote one single direction. In this case, if they don't want to pay for the money for instant, they will be voting staying in the EU. So with that, having a majority vote on one side, pound is going to appreciate. So listen carefully. I did not say that if they vote for Brexit, pound will go up. I never say that if they vote for Brexit, pound will go down. I never say that. I'm saying that if it's shown to the public and a majority vote goes to a single party, United Kingdom are united, pound is going to appreciate. So we are not able to capture that move. If you're lucky enough, your feet is there and you are clear. Once the result is out, it reach you, it's really delayed because we are not there, correct? So once you got it, you act upon it, even the market move against you sharply, you still hold on to the trade, you can earn money. Alright, but that's not what I'm going to do. That is no longer my trade style. Alright, so what I'm going to do is ask you a very simple question. You see, 12th of December is the 12/12 session. We are talking about the UK election, sorry, not the Lazada thing and online shopping. 15th of December, what's going to happen? The US tariffs thing, correct? So if you are my graduate, you know that pound dollar is pound and US. One appreciate, the other depreciate. This is by theory, it's true. 99% is true. Alright, there are events that US dollar, US have very, very bad news. I think it's 2009 December. Very, very bad unemployment rate. Unemployment rate went from less than, I think, about 2% all the way to the first announcement, 4.9%, and that at 11 p.m. there about Singapore time, it got corrected. It's not 4.9%, it's 10.9% unemployment rate. Alright, so when that happened, dollar came down along with all other currencies. All currencies fall. Alright, because end of the day, US dollar is still the international currency today. I'm not saying forever, but right now it is still. Alright, so what's important and what's interesting, on 15th of December, which is a Sunday in Singapore, definitely market is not open. There will be a answer to the tariffs, and of course it will affect dollar movement. And having pound dollar as or any other currency, if you are looking at pound yen and pound Australia for the answer, I'll be very straight and tell you that all currencies are related to dollar. So if you're trading pound yen, you're trading pound dollar and dollar yen at the same time. All right. So because it's currency pair, international currency, you can't trade direct that way. Your exchange rate, it have to be having a medium for the exchange. So let's say we just talk about pound dollar for simpler illustration. You have pound moving upwards for the first few days, and let's say dollar appreciate for whatever reason. All right, it will become a competition between pound. Which one is stronger? If the strength of dollar wins pound, then pound dollar is going to fall. All right, so I'm not going to put myself in that situation. What for? Heading for a swing trade, enter on a Friday morning Singapore time, and by the end of the day I have to close the trade to avoid whatever. All right, or of course you can just put your stops to entry and negate all the risk. After you gain a bit of profits, maybe about 50 pips of profit, you put stop loss entry and see how it goes. That could be one way. But what I'm going to look at is gold. So there are three products I'm looking at in situation like this: gold, silver, and oil. So oil have a bit of interesting movement due to the OPEC sudden arrangement or some stuff. It doesn't look as promising based off the structure for a buying opportunity at this moment. You can say that there's an upwards movement, but over here is a sharper, deeper downward movement. Now, of course, with fundamental news like this, sometimes it doesn't matter, but as a trader like us, we need to have a pattern, a good support, a good resistance before we enter the trade. Alright, so oil is out of the picture. Gold price, harmonic pattern trader, you should be able to spot some setup over here. Alright, so right now I'm looking into the very basic fundamental that when there's a risk, people will flock in and buy gold and silver. This is just a very crazy idea, has been going around for decades, even maybe longer than that. Alright, century as well, maybe. Alright, so for silver is simple. I only have one opportunity over here, a bull bet buying opportunity at a much lower price, 14.87. It may not come. It may not present itself before the election. So if let's say it fly off from here, then this is a missed trade. 4 hour, 1 hour, I don't spot any opportunity other than very simple double top, double bottom. For this kind of trading opportunity, I don't think that is good enough just to use a double top, double bottom to enter. Just my personal preference. So it all boils down to gold. So gold price traded at $1,400. Market have you can see that there are two entry opportunities. These are basically alerts that tell me it's going to happen, or rather it happens, and I'm waiting for confirmation. Market has went up, came down, well supported over here. So if the market fly from here, 1443 or rather 1447, I do see a very strong appreciation compared if for it to even come down lower at 1409. Alright, no doubt here have a consolidation as well, can act as a support. To the 4 hour chart, on the 4 hour chart, you start to see bearish movement. Market went to sideways. The first sign of break above and close above the high. This is a fake out. Why? Look closely. Draw a cross. This is a high price created. Market did not break and close above the high price. So your definition of breaking of trends have to be very sharp. Alright, this was the previous high. It didn't break. Alright, so to the 1 hour chart. To the 1 hour chart, market does have a very strong depreciation that caused a bit of concern for me. Over here, it did break and close above a high one time. You will need another break to show a strong bullish trend, which I do not prefer just yet. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis is this consolidation become my buy zone. Alright, so this is my buy zone. This area I'm looking for buying opportunity. And of course, within this buy zone, there is a bullish bad pattern. Alright, so this is definitely preferred. But I I really need certain things to happen within the next 30 over hours for me to have a good feel over here. Alright, so I still have this thoughts of buying at 1,405. I prefer to buy at this price. Is a great support area, and it doesn't look as threatening as another time frame. Okay, to the 4-hour chart, nothing much, and to the 1-hour chart. To the 1-hour chart within this demand zone over here. Now, I did share with you the demand zone as well as the buy zone is a bit different. Alright, at least the way I draw it is very different. Over here there was a warning sign, a very sharp bearish movement. Basically gold just came down like crazy. Let's see how much the movement. It just came down like $21.63 within a few candles. Within 1, 2, 3, 4, I may say 4 hours. It's a huge drop, correct? And it went to consolidation. So this is typically a warning sign. Alright, the good thing is it does have a break above and close above the high, soften the tone of this bearish movement, and right now I'm more comfortable buying over here. Let's see if the market came down. If it doesn't, not a good idea. Alright, at least not for now. So my plan is simple. I've already placed my alert. Right now I'm waiting for entry for gold, and for my first target I'll be taking the conservative target. That means the bad pattern target 1. I will leave my target 2 open if I manage to enter this trade, of course. When it reaches the first target, I'll shift my stops to entry, and the second target I will keep it until Monday, Tuesday period. Then I make my another analysis. So seldom I have open targets, but I believe news like 12.12 and 15.12, it will make this fly to which side, I'm not sure. By logic, it should be going up, because when there's a risk and uncertainty, gold rise in most cases. Most, not all. Alright, so please do not do an all-in. Do not take loan to trade these, please. Alright, but if you are ready, think it through, sit on it for a while, 1 or 2 days, read some news, do your own independent analysis, and of course if you're in our groups, feel free to discuss with us, but we have our own perspective, and not our perspective, all of our perspective are correct. However, how we trade and how we manage it, the funds and risk, make us profitable. Remember that. Alright, so all good. So that's my plan for the year. That this might be my last trade of the year for now. I do still have about 10 currency to go. If you are choose to stay, I am certain you won't be disappointed. So let us just get going. Alright, dollar yen on the daily chart. On the daily chart, it has showed for the longest time. So key in right below, do you like the analysis just now? Do you like this kind of stuff? If you love it, please help to click the share button, share some good thoughts about it, share your thoughts about my analysis. I do have a few videos that I've posted, namely the weekly market analysis pound dollar. Let me just fetch that out for you. Feel free to share that particular post out, because I believe all of us, we are good people, and if we see something, yes, I might not be 100% right, but I find that it's pretty much makes sense, at least to me. So what's going to happen is that please help me to share this video out so that it can reach more people, and more people will not get affected. There are a couple of posts. One of it is the post about the gold over here. It's loading. All right, yeah, this post. All right, share this, as well as The one on pound dollar. Yes, this post over here. Sorry. the one on pound dollar on a bigger view. Yep. So how many you just share it out? Yeah. The apologies to English viewers. Very shocked. This is a clearer version. Yep. Alright, how many to share this out so that people can benefit from this. Alright. All good. Alright, so post is shared out. So what happened? Let us head back to dollar yen. Dollar yen on the daily chart. It does show a very strong bearish movement. Market has fight a bearish trend and a bearish movement for quite some time. And finally, it has a small break of the high and the low price over here. Alright. It break above the high over here by 1 pip and came back down to the support area. Okay. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart is pretty much a sideways movement but pushing up to the upside. Okay. And to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, market came down, hit the resistance, support area, came down again, support area, went back up. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here is a head and shoulder formation, waiting for it to break towards the upside at 111.44 for a final take profit area and opportunity. RSI divergence happen on the left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Alright, so to the 4-hour chart. Alright, so the 4-hour chart, there are two setup. I have a bullish back pattern complete somewhere over here at 108.42, followed by a godly pattern that complete at 108.51. So I enter on the back pattern instead because the candle dive down deeper. Head down to the 1 hour chart will be clearer for you. It came deeper before the turn happens over here, and I engage on the later part. Alright, so right now the market is about to reach my first target. The target I use is on the back pattern rather than the godly. Traders who are trading the godly, you can exit already. Yes, reach the final take profit level. First target profits 10891 for my target 1 for dollar yen, and final take profit level it will be on the completion of the head and shoulder, which will be 111.42. Alright, just take note of that. That is dollar yen, my analysis. For much longer trade, there are chances that you might have to keep this trade over the year for the new year. Alright, so dollar yen to the next pair. Euro yen on the daily chart. Euro yen on the daily chart, let us just see from top to bottom. Bearish movement, market retraces, came back down, went up, went to consolidation and stuff like that, showing overall bearish trend. To the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see a new low created. Market went back up, the first high, respected it, came down and created a new low again. Alright, so it does show a very bearish setup. I'm looking for a selling opportunity for sure. 1 hour chart, once again, a new low created. Looks like a sideways, but it's more like a pushing downwards slowly. Alright. Daily chart, my analysis over here, a bad pattern on its selling opportunity 122.47, waiting for its shorting opportunity right now. Yeah, so that's about it. To the 4-hour chart, oh, it's a room full of harmonic patterns. Alright, so let us see if we can eliminate some of them to clear off the chart a bit. I think certainly the bad pattern, it can be cleared off. For some reasons, I'm still keeping it for some observation. Bearish godly pattern looking to sell at much higher price at about 121.14. That's my main focus right now. The buying opportunity looks like a slight miss, missed by a bit again, missed by about 2 pips for this trade. I think this is done. We can just remove it. Alright, so over here, it's still a buy zone. Let's keep it there first. There is a shark pattern complete at 118.85 is still valid, so we just leave it there. Alright, so I'm pretty much focusing on the selling opportunity at 121.14 1 2, you can see the alert has already been set to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, there isn't a shark pattern. Nope, if you're looking at bearish shark, then you got it all wrong. On the 1 hour chart, this is where you get to see the godly as well. Alright, which my rules kind of say that it is a miss already. Of course, you can observe. I'm also observing. Alright, that's my euro yen. The next pair, pound yen. Pound yen on the daily chart, you can see the similar story. So when you see trends like that, you have to really not I'll come back to that, Tyler. When you see trends like that, you have to not ignore it. Alright, so uptrend movement, consolidation went up. It looked very similar to the pound dollar daily chart, isn't it? Alright, so it's telling you something, you cannot ignore it. Alright, so to the daily chart over here, we have the difference is over here you have the first break of the high and second break of the high. It's actually quite same. Alright, to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, the first break of the high and the second break of the high, slight break. And 1 hour chart. Alright, back to the daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis before we head back to dollar yen. Alright, so on pound yen, the bad pattern complete at 144.30 is about 100 over pips. It's a 1 day work for pound yen, so not much of an issue. Alright, so maybe what I can do is to set a new alert because I ignore the first one when it trigger, and let's just see how it goes. Got to trend trades. Alright, so to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, nothing much for me. 1 hour. Back to daily chart and go to the next currency pair. Back to dollar yen first. Tyler is saying, is that valid for my perspective? Alright, so for a question like this, actually can post in the group chat, the trade ideas discussion. Once you post there as our graduates for our 1 day course, we respond to it. Alright, so that will be better. But right for now, since you already asked, let's have a look. 10892 is your X. 10892, my guess is this. No. 10892. This is your X. Let's have a look. Of course, I'm not going to draw all the rules over here. Yeah, you know what? It is valid. So if this is your bad pattern, yep, it is a setup that can be traded. Bad pattern. Alright. So of course there are other rules, but as I eyeball it, I don't see any problem. If you already engage at 10885, that's a very good call. I think your first target already hit, if I'm not wrong. Alright, so stop should be in entry already. But if you're thinking to chase, I'm not actually looking to chase this. Double check with my software. Alright, so you can wait for 10879 for another shorting opportunity. Is 6 pips away, but it does make difference to your overall reward is to risk. If you take your trade 6 pips earlier, your stop loss is 6 pips further, and your take profit is 6 pips earlier. Alright, makes sense? Okay, so that's that. Alright, good spot, very good spot. So you can see there are more harmonic patterns showed up, and patterns like godly and bad pattern, they are consolidating patterns, showing you that the market are dying off, taking a break for big news as well as for the vacation. Alright, so pound yen on the daily chart. So let me just alright, so To the daily chart on pound yen. Is pound yen done? Let me just, yeah, pound yen is done, right? We have a bad pattern, 4 hour, 1 hour. All right, so to the next pair, New Zealand yen on the daily chart. New Zealand yen on the daily chart, we have a bearish movement. Market came back, retest the previous low, and went back up. Pretty much like a double bottom to me. Let me just check my live feed. New Zealand yen daily chart. Let's have a look. So if you are like me using TradingView and most likely your brokers are not listed here, do remember to double check with your live feed, because sometimes some pairs it may look a bit different, and a slight difference might cause you or might rather affect your overall analysis. All right, market did came back up to the consolidation area. All right, and I'm waiting for a shorting opportunity. All right, to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, market does have a bullish movement, then it start to retrace back, and to the 1 hour, this is what we have. Back to daily chart. Over here, there is a bad pattern waiting to short at 72.46, selling opportunity. All right, to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, market has a bullish movement when the consolidation extend upwards again. All right, and this is the alert for me to get ready for 72.51 shorting opportunity. All right, 1 hour chart, nothing much over here right now. So New Zealand yen waiting to short at much higher price, 72.47. So for my graduates who are saying that there's no bad pattern, actually there's quite a far bit of bad pattern. There's quite a lot of bad pattern in fact for trading opportunity. To the next pair, New Zealand dollar on the daily chart, bearish movement, market break and close below the low price, 1 time, 2 times. All right, before it reverse, having this retracement, the first break of the high. All right, it is still not bullish yet, but eventually it will, I believe. On the 4 hour chart, forward chart is having a bullish trend, a bullish movement. All right, very bullish. So these are all the supports level. If you're very good with support resistance, 65.09 is one of the level you can look for a buying opportunity, and even right now 75.22 sorry, is another buying opportunity as well. Head down to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, bullish movement with zigzag and retest of the support. My view over here, if you want to buy off the 1 hour chart, buy from the 1 hour chart, is still not enough for a confirmation. Very bearish movement, and if market just went quiet and died down, you might want to see a bit of more confirmation before engage the trade. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here is a shark pattern, trading at 67.85 for a buying opportunity. All right, so it's quite a weight over here. It's most likely a trade for next year. Down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, it has these fake bricks moving within the entire movement, entire structure. This could be the next level of great support for a buying opportunity. All right, or even a small level of consolidation, which is actually not my focus. All right, not interested on those. 1 hour chart, nothing much for me. That's why it's not even highlighted. It's not even in my alert list. All right, to the next pair, Aussie dollar. So on Aussie dollar, daily chart, market came down. All right, retest the previous low, went back up, break and close above the high, came down, waiting for another break to confirm the trend of a bullish movement. To the 4 hour chart, 2 breaks forms the low. All right, and the first break of the high, followed by this slight retracement. Another break of the high will change the entire perspective for the 4 hour. 4 hour is still bearish. All right, so on the 1 hour chart, Okay, we have the first break of the low, another retracement and break. It will show a bearish trend. So sometimes it's common or it's not unusual for markets to show mixed sentiment and mixed results. All right. If you are uncomfortable with that, just don't trade. But to me, it's just a change of trends, and sometimes it may give us strong perspective or a good perspective. Let's say a daily trend is moving upwards, 4-hour trend is moving upwards, and 1-hour trend is moving downwards. Is a good chance for me to enter at the 1-hour chart for a buying opportunity. All right. So over here, it was a double bottom for quite some time until yesterday. I spotted it is a potential godly pattern forming at 1790, 7019. All right, for a selling opportunity, a shorting opportunity over here. That's that. All right. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, there is a bullish shark pattern. Completing at a much lower price, 67.23 for a buying opportunity. But do note that right now they have this kind of movement. When this kind of movement form, it may form another harmonic pattern within this entire setup. But my focus right now is still the bullish shark for now. 67.26. All right. So to the 1-hour, on the 1-hour chart, there was this bullish flag pattern, which we thought that it will just went up, but over here the first break of the high showed some weakness as well. It did not break and close above the high, and of course it formed with a magic candle and market came back down strong. So no action was done. Initial plan was waiting to retest of the base flag over here for a buying opportunity. It did happens, but I did not engage because these are very weak sign. All right, very weak sign, and RSI is not overbought. So having RSI not overbought, I don't want to get into a situation that I entered trade and you went sideways like forever. At least it feel like forever, longer than expected. It will take out my margin and it will limit my other trading opportunity. So I did not engage a trade. The next level of support I was waiting for is the blue line over here. Previous support, market break and close below by a bit. So this is a warning sign. So when this happened, I did not enter to buy again. Alright, guess what happened? Market came down. So over here on the 1-hour chart, right now, I can start to root for a selling opportunity. So these are analyses that no longer important to me. I can just erase them. And I'm focusing on selling opportunity. So this will be my first down leg. X to A. Why B is not drawn? Too early to tell. Alright, so it will become and it will serve as a marking for me. So I would be very clear and I know my intention for this trade. And it's important to you if, especially if you're trading a lot of pairs and strategies and time frame like myself, to do marking like this. So you won't like, hey, I was waiting for what opportunity again? Then you spend another 1 minute, 2 minutes, or even 5 minutes to analyze the entire chart. It does take time. Alright, correct? So for this setup, I may do a target extension. Let's see how this form up. Alright, so if you want to, you can even write a note like myself. You can just write it over here. H1 Aussie dollar, H1, waiting for a shorting opportunity. Target 2, opportunity to extend. Alright, so this is what you can do, and if you want to make it like clean, you can just make it to show on 1 hour or all time frame. That's your preference. Alright, so to the next pair, Aussie Canada, pretty interesting pair. It does show a very bearish movement. Bearish, break and close below the low. Market came back up to the resistance area and went flat. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, market went up, came down. Alright, have this kind of movement. We test the high. If you draw two lines that can touch on 2 points, and especially it's not consecutively, that means it is alternate, it's even much stronger. To the 1 hour chart, Alright, on the 1 hour chart, this is what I see. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Alright, my analysis, there was a sharp pattern, still is a sharp pattern at 93.35 for a selling opportunity. This will be the trade for next year. Next pair, 4 hour chart, market did break and close above the high price, came back down and went into this crazy movement right now. There's no harmonic pattern setup. If you're thinking of crap, you got it all wrong. Check all your data. Alright, some of the rules already conflict and disable, or rather invalid the entire crap pattern setup already, deep crap pattern setup. Alright, and the 1 hour chart also shows that what I'm looking for in this moment, I do see there is a potential for a gully pattern formation. Yep. So I pretty much eyeball quite a lot of rules. Yeah, my co-trainer Boon Hui can do the same thing as well. But of course, if you are not doing like live session like this and stuff like that, you can please go and measure everything to make sure and you have a perfect zone. So right now I don't need this anymore. I can just right click, and this is pretty much my one of my attention that I want to really enter for a shorting opportunity for Australia related pair, especially Australia Canada. I do see it as a trend following trading opportunity. Alright, so alerts have set, and this could be the trade for this year. Alright, for this year. So for Gutly, I have this habit of waiting for confirmation. Pretty much I want a deeper entry opportunity. Alright, that means I prefer the market actually went slightly beyond D but not out of X for a trading opportunity, so I have a better reward is to risk ratio. Reward is to risk ratio is one of the very important money management and trade management rules that I observe and I do. So yeah, so that's how I trade. Alright, so dollar CAD, next pair. Dollar CAD on the daily chart, bearish movement, went back up, retracement, came down, retracement again. Moving into sideways, you can draw a line over here. It's a strong resistance at 133.38. Alright, and another resistance level happens. Alright, to the 4 hour chart. So on the 4 hour chart, you can show that very strong bearish movement followed by one strong bullish candle, and that's about it. That's the Canada news release. 1 hour chart is what I have. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. So over here is a bearish Gutly pattern waiting to sell at 1.3450. If you see, if I have this chart presentation and you see one chunk of plaster across it, that means that was from a lower time frame. In most cases, I'll highlight, but in this reason, I save it because I want to share with you. It does also coincide on the daily chart selling opportunity. For this trade, I'm very proud and happy for Boon Hui, who have really engaged a trade. I am very into reward is to risk and whatsoever, so I chose not to enter the trade. He really engaged a trade. I believe you really got your first target right, Boon. Alright, congrats. For myself, this trade isn't over yet because it does have a very strong resistance area. So I'm waiting for a shorting opportunity when the market come back up. Alright. So yes, I'm still waiting for a shorting opportunity. No hurry on that because at the moment I'm spoiled by too many choice and opportunities at the moment. So learning how I trade and stuff like that, it does and the brokers doesn't give me a very good leverage and margin and stuff like that. So I'm quite limited on how many trades I can enter. So I have to be a bit picky than usual, than most of you as well. Alright, so 1 hour chart doesn't really show me anything glamorous or anything that I can enter a trade. So pretty much waiting for a retest for the 4 hour chart on dollar CAD. To the next pair, Canada yen on the daily chart. All the CAD pair is amazing. Oh, Boon Hui, how much have you made? Cover for your Korea trip. Boon Hui just came back from Korea. Have a good 2 weeks break. And my break is about to start soon. Yeah. Alright, so Canada yen on the daily chart, bearish movement. Alright, so overall it's pretty much like a sideways movement. Yeah, it's pretty much on the sideways movement. So sideways movement breeds a lot of harmonic pattern that explain on all the dotted line. Those are my alerts lines. For our chart, you can pretty much draw a line. It does show that it's pushing upwards, so you can be more biased in buying and more conservative in selling. So when I say that is more conservative in one, that means I'm taking standard target. When I'm saying that you can be more bold, adventurous, that means you can definitely explore the possibility of target extension, only if you are clear and familiar with your strategies, all right, and your trend analysis, all right, and your money management. Congrats, Calvin, second target hit, well done, woohoo! All right, happy for you guys. To the 1 hour chart. So for those who have been watching our Facebook and follow our Instagram, Kelvin is the guy who do the Mandarin analysis, and he's been going for about 1 week. Pretty nice. Today you get to receive another 2 analysis. One will be posted right after today's session in Mandarin, and the other one will be posted about 6 or 9 p.m. today. All right. So Canada Yen on the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, market went up, came down, and have this consolidation. And let me just jump straight to the analysis. Over here, 2 patterns. We have the butterfly followed by a shark. So this butterfly seems like the first pattern to set up, and for on the daily chart, of course, 84.54 for a selling opportunity. All right. That's about it to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour chart, the market pretty much moved into the sideways. So I am very into doing this instead of harmonic pattern for now. Market trends is the most important rules that you cannot what you call it, underestimate the importance of it. So this is something that's very important. CJH4 trend line long. All right, so I'm waiting. Seems like more towards a breakup towards the upside, so my focus will be towards that. 1 hour chart, do we spot anything? Sometimes you just have to hide it first. Maybe we have something, yeah, maybe we have. I just need a bit of confirmation. Maybe we have a butterfly pattern. Alright, so wait for the C price to appear to confirm it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the color code I use for butterfly, and continuous drawing 2 up, X to A to B to maybe here, C. Alright, so this should give me the hint that what I'm waiting for. Alright, so waiting for a buying opportunity a much deeper level. Let's see how it goes. In observation for sure, and I have this trend line. This trend line seems, if a butterfly is going to form, this trend line have to be broken. Alright, so alert kind of being set in. Okay, to the last pair, and I'll have 1 more bonus content for you. Alright, great job, wonderful, Kevin. Alright, so pound Australia, have I not say a similar story? Alright, between the pounds, pound dollar, pound yen is more alike. The consolidation part is almost like identical twins. Pound Australia is a bit more choppy. This is normal, because pound Australia is just like a juggernaut. The ATR for pound Australia and pound cat is the same. They're very true range on the daily chart, but the movement is pretty different. Alright, so you can see further appreciation to the upside to the 4 hour chart, 1 hour chart. Alright, so if you're looking for buying opportunity on pound, then pound Australia might be a good bet. But the sad thing is, the immediate resistance you have is 94.31. That's the first one. And if you're stretching a bit more, it's about 2.03. Or a bit conservative, it will be here, 2.01. Look left. This is how I get my support resistance. Alright, so this kind of breakout trade setup, I'm not talking about the price and how far it is, but the formation of the candle is something that I'm not very comfortable with, because overall it's telling me a story that is not holding up very good. It seems like it's going to crash anytime. I use crash a bit exaggerating, but a huge drop anytime. Alright, so on the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. There was a there was a bet, and the bet turned into a deep crab pattern, a retest of it. It never worked out. So I did share with one of my student Wee Tiong that if it came back up, you should exit and never look at it again, which happens. Alright, see what happened? It went up. So for Pound Australia, I took some time to study it, and I read and came up with some trends and some analysis. So this was the shark pattern that never make it to the first target level profits. I think this is not important anymore. Alright, let's have a look. 1 hour chart. Oh, this was the shark. Let me just check some of the rules as well. Well, this shark pattern is still valid, but definitely the D price completion has changed. I will check it out and let you know for those subscriber. And of course, this is one of the buying opportunity you can have. But trading with Pound Australia, you just have to be a bit careful. So back to down to dollar Sing, quite a party boomer. Dollar Sing has been a pair that I never trade. I only traded once during one of the government related decision, kind of. Alright, apart from that, I never trade this, and I've been in this business networking group, international group. It's called the BNI. So we have a lot of business entrepreneurs inside, and they are doing anything with Sing, correct? So dollar Sing definitely is convenient for me, because I find in account using Sing, and I withdraw back to my account, and I receive Sing, and the currency is dollar. Alright, so I've been observing this on the side for fun, and I realized that so far I've been doing a few analysis on bet pattern. It turned out very good and is very profitable. So I was like, what the heck, why not just enter the trade, correct? So I entered the trade, market went up, almost touched my first target, and came down. Alright, so I took a bit of profits, and right now I'm out of this position already. My subscriber already know that I'm out. So right now I'm waiting for the next confirmation before I enter the trade. Two things can happen. While I'm waiting for confirmation, I might miss this trading opportunity, or I will have a better chance entry. Alright, so let's see how it goes. I only trade this off the bet pattern. Alright, nothing else, because if I'm going to add in all my strategies, it'll be too much for me. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. If you are thinking of equipped yourself with these skills on how to do your own analysis and stuff like that, you can always head down to our events page to look at the latest program we have. On the 14th of December, we have a few people who have excuse me, we have already a few people who have registered for the 3 hours workshop. It's the first time we are doing the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Events for the public. Usually we do on weekends and stuff, weekdays evening and stuff like that. So the next session we are doing at this 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Alright, a 3 hours workshop. Boon Hui and I will be conducting it. I make some minor adjustment to the arrangement and stuff like that. Alright, so grab the tickets. Last event of the year. It's a popular date for sure. A lot of people is eyeing for this date for events and stuff like that. Alright, so here you go. Share this link with your friends, and this link doesn't change at all. That's what we do to help our followers and subscribers and supporters. Alright, so 2 to 5 p.m. $15. Register it, and you receive your ebook as well as 3 hours of knowledge of trading related stuff. You'll love this session. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. Till then, remember always, plan your trade and trade your plan, and I will see you soon in this on this Saturday workshop. Share this link so more people can benefit. Thank you guys. See you.